Ladies and gentlemen, subspecies, my name is Lord MMO, and this is ARGO Online in a nutshell. ARGO Online is brought to you by Alaplaya, the people who brought you the interesting shooter that is S4 League. They also bring you Land of Chaos Online and various other things. ARGO Online, as you can see, is a self-proclaimed hybrid MMORPG. It is centered around PvP. It has RTS elements, but honestly, I don't think those have any real application. You know what, I'm going to be blunt. I don't think this is a hybrid MMORPG. I think this is another WoW. I really think this is just a WoW ripoff. So, log in. As you can see, there's only one world. I believe that's pronounced Terria. So, let me log in. Okay. So, in this game, you only have two races. It is the Noblian, the humans, and the Florisla, which are elvish creatures. Basically elves. I think they're elves anyway. I would show you what the Florisla look like, however, this game is alliance locked. At the start of the game, before you pick your characters, you pick where your allegiance is, either with the Noblian or the Florisla, and then you can't change. If you create a character, you are creating a Noblian as a Noblian and a Florisla as a Florisla. You cannot change, unless I delete this character, which I don't want to do. I'm level 7. So I'm going to go ahead and create. All I can show you is the Noblian race. I apologize for that. You will get the Noblian cutscene every time you create a character as a Noblian, and I'm going to skip it, because it's basically the backstory. Basically, humans went underground because the wars they had with each other were tearing their nation aside, or just asunder. The chosen few, known as the Noblian, went underground, and years later they have come back up as these guys in order to reclaim the Earth, as they call it. These are your classes. The first thing you'll notice, they are gender locked. This is very, very bad for RPGs. With RPGs, most people want to play as themselves, and they want to play their preferred style. They cannot do this if the classes are gender locked. For example, I really, really wanted to be an explorer because that's the sniper of that's the Noblian sniper. I could not do this because, as you can see, she is a female. I make a habit of playing males, and I will not. I'm very strict about that. I will not play female characters. That's just how I am. So basically, I'm limited to the melee classes or the scholar or the bomber. Very stereotypical, which I think is just... No, that's bad. It ruins the immersion of the game when you can't play as your own style because that style is the opposite sex. This won't affect others as much as it'll affect me, but personally, I think gender locking breaks a game very, very bad because it ruins the immersion. Alright, my main's a bomber. For the character customization, I'm going to be showing you the warrior. This right here is what I like to call the Elder Scrolls setup. It lets you adjust things using these scales, and for one thing, it's very noticeable. I don't know why males can adjust their chest. It's weird. But, as you can see, arm thickness, leg length, freaking thigh. You can adjust how fat you are, you can adjust how big your face is, you can adjust everything. It also has customizable face. You can do this with your face. So this was really good. All this needed was the option to be male or female. And honestly, the way it turned out, I find it personally absolutely hilarious, because you can be this teeny tiny guy with spaghetti length arms that just practically go down to your feet. So that's just really funny, the immense amount of customization you have here. Over here, you can adjust your face. This range for the Noblian, specifically, this ranges from mainly facial hair and scarring, whereas the Florisla would probably be more towards war paint and, I don't know, magicalisk items like markings and stuff. You can also adjust your hairstyle, and Justin Bieber hair, and your coloring is completely customizable. I love this. There are so many MMORPGs where your hairstyle dictates your hair color. It's just... Do I seriously... What's with that purple? What's with that purple glow? I don't get that. Wait, is that going to show up on the video? Weird. You can also adjust your skin color anyway. It doesn't let you go like bright blue or anything. It's pretty decent about that. You can adjust your eye color. You can adjust your lip color. I don't know why any self-respecting male would want to do that, because I really don't want to be running around with purple lipstick on a male. I think that's kind of weird, personally. You can adjust your starting equipment, your tunic, your gloves, your shoes. You will not see this long, though. You get armor very fast. It overrides it. As far as I'm concerned, there's no cosmetics involved. There aren't any cosmetics in this game. What you're wearing and what you have equipped is what you will be seeing. Alright, now I'm actually going to go into the game and show you how everything works. As you can see, when your character is selected, and when you choose your character actually into the game, it does the same animation twice. I don't know why. Okay, apparently the game is not responding. Okay, there we go. I'm in. What I wanted to show you is during the loading screens, you get to preview the concept art. This game had so much concept art about it. It came out, it took forever getting out, and just had so much concept art. You got to preview the art, you got to preview the music, and it was all just gorgeous. This game had great art, had great music. Even in game, this all looks really cool. It definitely gives you the steampunk sense, which is what they were going for. Unfortunately, art and music cannot carry a game. Otherwise, I would not have been as brutal to Fantasy Earth 0. Okay, so my current quest is to kill these things called Kalos, which apparently have been bothering the farmers. So I'm going to click this, and it's going to bring up what's called the clear map. The clear map basically shows you where you need to go. In advance, if you do try this game, this clear map is going to be really weird for you the first time you use it. It often makes a habit of sending you to just God knows where. You take weird routes, you take long routes, but do not ever doubt the clear map. You will get to where you're going at some point. Just don't doubt the clear map. Alright, as you can see, I found the Kalos. Thank you, clear map. Go away. Lol. And I'm going to begin fighting. As you can see, it's got auto attacks and it's got skills. It's very World of Warcraft-ish. Actually, it's pretty badly World of Warcraft. I'm going to be making a lot of World of Warcraft comparisons because that really is what this is. It is a direct cut from that. There really is, with the exception of the plot and the outline, there really isn't anything original about this game. Another thing. This is me trying to pick up one of my items. You auto pick up gold when you kill something, but you don't auto pick up items. And also, when you go to auto pick up, you have to actually walk your character over and then click it when you're close to get it. It doesn't auto walk you over when you loot, which is weird. I don't know why it doesn't do that. It's a big problem. The combat in this game is a lot like World of Warcraft combat with NPCs. Whereas I will sit here and pip them to death with auto attacks from a long range, being this game's equivalent of a mage, and they're going to come up to me to beat on me. I'm pretty sure players will not do this in PvP. It has, this game and also World of Warcraft, the PvE set you up for the wrong mindset of how PvP worked. I found out the hard way that actual players you fight against, will not stand there and let you beat on them with auto attacks. I ended up moving, I ended up dodging, I ended up spamming skills. Dodging as much as I could anyway. I ended up spamming skills. I think more accurate for this is me just using 2, which is my basic skill, very spammable, and just moving. And then using auto attacks to finish off if I can. Having auto attacks, it's really not even that worth it. Since I'm a mage, and as you can see, I have very low health. Even for level 7, I have low health. Freaking Warriors, protectors, even chasers are going to have more health than this at level 7. They're running around with 400, maybe, if not 600 health at this point. I just have really low health because I'm really squishy, but at the same time, I just rack up so much damage. It's ridiculous. I'm also AoE. No, go away. So as you can see, I pulled him as well, but just look how much damage I'm racking out. So it makes sense that I have barely any health or anything. I have just so little health. I have so little health, but I have so much damage. I was going around 3 hitting things at one point. It's just crazy. Other thing about combat, you have this thing called a secondary weapon, in which case I have a pistol. I think secondary weapons were implemented when they were trying to make this game more like a shooter. Something happened along the lines, and it didn't come out the way they I'm pretty sure they didn't come out the way they wanted. This is in no means a hybrid RPG. It is, I'm going to say it again, I'm going to keep saying it, it is WoW. So the secondary weapon, yeah, I can hit with it, but all I've got is my basic attack. All I've got is my basic attack and one skill, which 15-second cooldown. What the heck is that going to do me? Whereas I could be running around with my blaster, and this is like, see, that's 4 seconds right there. And just like that, it's up again. So the secondary weapon in this game is very, very much useless. I'm not going to, I mean, like, yeah, there's skills aligned with it, but for the most part, I'm not going to be relying on this a whole lot. I'm going to stick to my blaster, and I'm going to be spamming my blaster as skills, because those things hit harder. Much, much harder. I mean, yeah, I could pull this out and killing blow, but even that didn't do a whole lot. It really just wasn't worth it. You also get a support weapon, I believe, at level 10. You also get mounts at level 10. You get mounts very quickly in this game. A lot of stuff that happens in this game is centered around mounts. It's very nice. If you are a Noblian, you get a steampunk motorbike floating thingamabob. If you are a Florisla, you actually get to ride around on wildlife. I'm pretty sure the Apier is actually a mount for them at some point. That's not confirmed, by the way. Don't go on that. But yeah. The auto attacks in this game are quite lavish. Auto attack art is really good. You can't tell because I'm a bomber, but if I was running around, say, as a chaser, I would be dancing all over the place. My swords would be going everywhere. The warrior, the protector, they're swinging staffs and two-handed swords around, and it looks just awesome. It's breathtakingly good. But that, unfortunately, is just the auto attacks, which you will not be seeing a lot in PvP. So I think that was wasted on what they could have done to make the... Oh, I got armor. That was wasted on what they could do to make the skills and all around the game better looking. Alright, I'm done with that thing. Clicking on the name itself will bring up your overall journal. See events, requests, productions, blah, 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 blah. Also, clicking on this will also bring up the map. It's got the same effect. To Ranch Curl. As you can see, this is still up, so like I said, it's really weird, but lo and behold, you've got this. Recording. You've got this little thing right here. That's actually where you need to go to finish it. So, like I said, this will not steer you wrong. I don't know why they're sending me all the way over here, though. There is swimming in this. There's also fishing, for whatever reason. But the biggest issue I have with this game is there's invisible walls, like, all over the place. This is a bad example because I can jump over this, but I'm going to go into the city in a second here and show you this game has such terrible issues with invisible walls, to the point that the jump key is almost useless. Also, the quests have language issues to the point that when you're talking to people, you're missing letters. When the conversations are missing letters, they're missing words. The NPCs aren't correctly named. At one point, I had to go and kill this thing called a Chief Aper, and I was looking around all over the place, couldn't find it, and then I noticed a thing called the Captain Aper. So I started killing that, and once I killed it, I actually got the point for the Chief Aper. That is just, I don't know, it's just sloppy, honestly. I find that very sloppy. Okay, this guy actually has my next quest. Can I go here? See, here's just a perfectly good example of bad invisible wall placement. There shouldn't be any reason why I can't jump up here. Because obviously I can jump high enough,